Last night we had our first real meeting of the year, and the big item on the agenda was about filling in 1.3 acres of the floodplain fringe for a site that is zoned light industrial. The special use permits for it ultimately passed 4-2, and I just wanted to reiterate the reasons that I did support it. One of the things that I really hope to do when it comes to making votes is to have guiding principles. So my first guiding principle is always going to be, is this in the public good? I recognize that for this site, there are, two completely different answers to that, and so that really didn't weigh into my decision making that much. The second principle is that of expertise. I can do all of the research in the world, and I try to do my own research and be well informed, but I'm never going to be an engineer. I'm never going to be an expert in so many things that come before us, and so I think it's really important to listen to the people who are experts. And obviously, sometimes experts disagree. You can interpret the data in different ways, but for this particular project, the civil engineers, the design engineers, county staff, FEMA engineers, they all agreed that filling in this particular parcel, because of the way the water flows, would not affect the floodplain rise. And then one other really important principle, I think, as a local government official is, what does it mean to be a good county partner? What does it mean to be a good partner with our residents, with the people who work here, and also the people that do business here? The applicant laid out all of the ways that Albemarle County's environmental requirements are a lot more stringent than other communities, and that we allow a special use permit for filling in floodway fringe if they meet certain requirements, and they met all of the requirements. And so I feel that if we lay out a list of rules and people meet those, that it's only fair to hold up our end of the bargain. And then, kind of the last main reason that I supported this is because this is in the development area. It is a light industrial site that we need in the county. If we can increase our tax base through economic development, then that's less of a tax burden on homeowners. The county did a report a couple of years ago called the Broadway Blueprint, and they studied this neighborhood, and they decided that they wanted this to be light industrial. And so I feel like, if we make reports and do these studies, then we also need to follow through with what we say that we want. And then, we do get some environmental benefits from this because of the special use permit. They will restore plants in the floodplain with native plantings. They have very strict water quality requirements that they have to do, and they're going to do an archaeological survey to see if there are any Monacan artifacts or anything like that at the site. So all of those, I think, are really good reasons to support this project. And then one sort of very unrelated point that I just wanted to make, and I made last night, is, we are elected by human beings, we serve human beings, and so I would prefer that the public comments that we get through our public engagement process are from human beings and not AI generated public comment, not an AI conversation that we are being asked to read. I don't really care what a hallucination machine thinks, but I do really care what you think.